Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hootcast. My name is Morgan Lagleth, and I'm joined by Kieran, as per usual, I suppose. Welcome back.
Hello.
It's been a while. How have you been, Kieran? I haven't seen you in a while on this.
Yeah, it's great. Just been so busy with the GCS Owls, and obviously busy with college and marking and preparing lessons and so on.
Yeah, I suppose that's the same here. I mean, busy as well. I haven't been marking, but I suppose it's been a while since we've had one of these episodes, and yeah, we've just had so much going on here at GCS. It's just been too much to handle for one person.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess we'll go straight into today's topic. So this episode is going to be basically about the history of GCS Owls. We've gone down a bit of a trip down memory lane in the past few episodes. So I basically got you here, Kieran, and we're going to talk about how GCS Owls started, what was it like in the beginning, how have you grown, all that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll get off on the first question. So when was it formed again? When was the Owls formed?
So it was formed in 2019 by
Mhm.
Neil Griffiths, part of the computing department, and it was basically an idea of we asked students in the class, "Are you into gaming?" Because we heard of an esports qualification coming out, so I'm thinking, can we get involved some way in esports? And yeah, started with a small group of students playing, and yeah, it's developed from there. We've gone from just a group of students playing now to actually given a qualification in esports, um, and from that we run it as an actual professional team. So we have multiple teams now from since it started. But we always link it into the qualification, the esports qualification. Um, so units such as live stream broadcasting is one of the units on the esports course. We link it into the GCS Owls, what we're doing right now. Um, so part of the shoutcasting, all these different units, um, we, we we get students involved in all of these different activities, really.
Yeah, so it's definitely great to see how you've combined the esports course with the team.
Yeah.
So it was the esports course that came before the team, was it?
No, the team came first. Again, myself and Neil, we didn't know much about esports at the start, and the students knew more than us,
Hmm.
um, which is great. But it's basically from there we had one team at the start who played Overwatch. So we're going back about 4 years ago now, um, and that team made it to the um, quarterfinals of the British Esports Championships, which is a major
Yeah,
accomplishment.
definitely in the first year as well.
Yeah, and then since then we got to the semi-final, the final, and then eventually winning it.
Hmm.
The actual qualification came about 2 years after we started, in about 2020, 2021. Um, and we thought, right, we've got the qualification, we've got the team, let's bring them together, let's merge them, and as I mentioned earlier, try and get the students involved. Um, of all different units we teach on the esports qualification, things like shoutcasting, live stream broadcasting, social media, branding, networking, we can use as part of the owls. We can use the owls as an example of how a professional team would actually do it.
Yeah.
Um, to the actual fact, actually, I honestly think that we do a better job than some professional teams out there,
Okay.
which is great.
Yeah, I will see, but put your money where your mouth is, maybe. Call
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Nah, I suppose. Yeah, that is really cool how you've managed to link the two together. Do you think maybe if the esports course hadn't existed, then how do you think the team would have looked now, or vice versa? How do you think the esports course would have been impacted without the team?
I think if there wasn't the esports course, we still would have had a team, but we wouldn't have had the same impact then as we would have. Because, like I said, it's great to show the students examples of, look at, for example, social media. One thing I teach, to show examples of a real life, an example of a social media good posting, for example. But then to show them the background of it with their own social media presence, they can see a real life insight into what goes on behind the scenes. Because, yeah, you can see different teams posting on social media, a lot of different content, but they don't see the background of making the graphics, making the content, the stories behind the content. So there's a lot of work that goes on in the background. And with the GCS Owls, they can see what goes on in the background. Things like planning an event. People just don't turn up to an event and that's it. There's weeks and weeks, months ahead of time planning to run that event.
Mhm.
Um, so there's a lot of work that goes in the background, and the GCS Owls gives a really good foundation for our students to see that in action.
Yeah, it is definitely like if you're just, I suppose I noticed this a lot when I was doing my A levels. I wasn't able to really see. I wasn't really able to get involved in the GCSLs and in the esports of it. I was just showing up and playing. But being
Mm,
able to show up and be a part of the team, but then also come to college and actually see what's going on for your own eyes and learn it firsthand
mm.
with the esports course is
Yeah,
very
but
beneficial.
yeah, I also think the fact that you're a team, you don't let people down. So, for example, if you're a member of the team, not just playing wise, but contributing to graphics, video editing, and so on, you don't really want to let the team down. So, if you're falling behind on your work, then you make
Yeah,
sure to catch up.
exactly. Yeah,
Otherwise, you can get left out. Then, so it's that bit of a momentum and bit of a um,
constantly
what's the word I'm
surrounding
thinking of?
yourself like in esports,
Yeah,
and yeah,
it's good incentive, you could
yeah,
say, to keep up to date and make sure you're working. Because we find the best students are the ones who are helping us with the Owls because they want to, um, and they feel proud to represent the Owls in the college, and they want to make sure their work is up to date
yeah,
to do that.
exactly. Yeah, I do this. Like I volunteered to spearhead this podcast this year because I have fun
Mm,
on the esports course and I have fun playing
yeah,
for and representing the Owls, and
yeah,
I'm happy then
yeah,
to further it. Yeah, and if I wasn't doing the esports course, then I wouldn't be as motivated as much to perform in the team. And if I wasn't in the
yeah,
team, I wouldn't be as motivated much to perform in the course.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And this is a
student
great experience
competition.
for
Yeah,
you. Yeah, it's a good
yeah,
experience for you, and then obviously you can show potential employers in the future. This is what I've done. These are my skills.
yeah,
Here's
exactly.
my Here's my. It's not just on paper. Here it is
Yeah.
in a video.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of making my portfolio at the minute, actually, for uni. So stuff like
Yeah,
this I can
good.
chuck on, and it's good being able to have that blend between the course and the team at the same time. I think, yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah,
because students being able to contribute to the team, I think, is what really makes it
mm,
bigger than just a normal thing. If you were there doing everything on your own, just you and Neil, you wouldn't be as nearly as big of a brand as you are now. I don't think.
oh no, 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 no. I think because we've got students, because esports is very much a very younger mindset. So people between you know teenagers basically and young 20s. Right, obviously I'm a bit past that now, and Neil's definitely past that. Um, we obviously it's great insight to get what students think, and yeah, it's all very much led by the students because you know, I don't know everything about esports and gaming, but you guys do, and it's always good to get that insight to to be to shape and mold the course basically around you because it's a case of what you want to learn, um, and us trying to help make it interesting enough for you to learn. That's one of the main points. Um, talking about we try and get the best people in to do talks and so on. You know, we get people from industry share their experience, but we work hard. Not the example I give is not to get John from down the road. We get people from America, from all around
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world,
wherever the best work
wherever
is. Yeah,
exactly wherever the best organisations are. We try and um, get hold of them. Obviously, some of them are a bit too far out to reach, but
hey, maybe one day, maybe one day.
we've had some amazing guests on
Yeah,
recently. We're working with Cloud9, which who are
yeah,
massive,
that was a fun talk.
absolutely
Yeah,
massive. Um, and for particular units such as branding, social media, which is really, really insightful. So it's um, but the list goes on.
Yeah.
I've got a list of people which I have contacted, and they're saying, when can we talk? So which is
Yeah. And I
brilliant.
guess
So
again that goes back to how the esports course and the esports team come together to help each other. Yeah, there's no way you
yeah,
would have been able to reach out to those people for an
no,
esports course
no,
talk if you hadn't built the brand up with the esports team. Yeah,
no.
and
And the
that's
thing is, once you get one person and
everyone's in.
you
Yeah,
you 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 share you basically show them off and say, "Oh, we had this person do a talk.
it
Look how amazing this
opens
is." And
doors.
then
Yeah,
yeah, it's like the carrot. Someone else wants to join in then,
yeah.
which is great.
It's always growing. I mean, yeah, you'll never be the same as you were when you started, and it's always growing, always getting
Mm,
bigger. And
yeah,
that's yeah, I guess
yeah,
that's what's great about the Owls. I'm just ashamed that I'm just sad that I won't be able to see it in a few years' time. You know, when you're
yeah.
traveling the world
It
doing esports tournaments.
Yeah, it is tough because it's like, as a student, you're here for 2, maybe 3 years,
Yeah.
and obviously you've seen maybe the good side of the Owls moment, but if you saw us 3 or 4 years ago
Hmm.
when we started, we were
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
shell of
Yeah.
what we
It
are
was
at the moment.
just 5 people playing Overwatch.
Yeah, and it's a case of, as new students come in, it just develops and gets better and better.
Yeah. We're always
Um,
getting more people with more
te
skills, and
Yeah, teams might not be as good because it all depends on players' ability, but that's like normal. That's
yeah,
real life,
that's
you know.
just
So
what you
when you
get with
see,
it. Yeah, that's something you've learnt
yeah,
to.
but
Hmm.
we have been fortunate this year. We've had a really great year so far, which is amazing. Um,
Yeah, that's
but
definitely something we'll
it's
get
it's a
into in
case
another
of,
episode.
yeah, it's just a case of laying the foundation. And the foundations are really strong with the Owls now. I think we're widely known across the UK colleges,
Hmm.
which is fantastic. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'd
it's
say
just,
we're definitely one of the biggest
yeah,
esports names in
it
Wales.
yeah, I think is the main aim is to give a platform to our students
Yeah,
to
yeah,
show their ability off. So if a student does a graphic or a video for us, yeah, we'll post it.
yeah.
We'll
We'll say, look at our
Yeah,
student.
and
Look,
then
yeah.
yeah, and then you can use that then as part of your portfolio, your work in future,
Mm,
to say,
yeah,
I've worked with the Owls. Here's my here's my portfolio.
yeah. I
Um, I think, coming on to you then, Morgan. Obviously, you started the Wolf Farms,
Yes, that's
which
exactly. That's
is
another thing I can add to my portfolio, and that's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think
which
just
obviously,
before we get into that, like you were saying about students, they come in for 2 years, and you're sort of
mm,
confined by whatever students you have for that time. But I think what's great about it is that
yeah,
like you said, you're constantly building. So if a student comes in once and they have these specific skills, and they build the brand in a certain way, and
mm,
then the next year, then the next lot of students come in, that student will always then pass down their knowledge and pass down. So even though you may
yeah,
not be getting people as good,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have a better, more
th-
support system behind them because of what the students before brought.
yeah, there's always a link. So if you're a first year student and then you move on to the second year, then you can inspire the first year
Yeah,
student or the upcoming student to
exactly.
pass on
Yeah,
knowledge and
yeah,
so on,
yeah. I like.
or
Mhm.
the other way around.
Yeah, it's
So
always
it's
great
always
to have
good to
some new
hear
talent.
from,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and it's just a case of learning, developing, really, looking at different ways of getting better and sharing our skills with different people.
yeah. But yeah, but like I said, like the Wolf fans now, that'll hopefully inspire more and more people, like the first years that have just come up after me, and maybe you'll keep talking about it when I'm gone, then to inspire even more people that they
Mm,
can branch out
yeah.
and do it. Yeah,
So to anyone who might be listening, Wolf Hounds is a new esports team, set up really as a project, really, wasn't it, Morgan,
yeah,
by
it's
you and
yeah,
Ian, um, to replicate what we did with the Owls, um, but at a professional level.
yeah,
So you compete in the WEL, which is the Welsh Esports League, and yeah, you've done brilliant. You've used the units on the esports course, so the branding,
exactly.
the
Yeah, we've
social
used what we've
media,
learned here. Yeah,
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 which is brilliant.
yeah. Like I know I wouldn't have been able to. The Wolfhounds wouldn't have even been a thought, an idea. Just having my own team in general wouldn't have been anything if I didn't come here and study with you and be a part of the esports team. If I hadn't have done that, then I wouldn't have known anything about esports Wales, and I wouldn't have known anything about the well and so on. So
Mm.
I think being able
But
to link myself with you at GCS is what made the Wolfhounds actually able to
mm,
happen. Really.
and it's really good, and obviously you can use that then show evidence of managing a team, developing the team, recruiting players,
Yeah,
talking to
that'll
the players,
come. Yeah,
communication skills. Yeah,
yeah. I've
very,
definitely
very
learned a lot, and
important.
I have. Yeah, this is like a very much. I always say the Wolfhounds is the first step for everyone in esports. You know, like if you're looking for your first ever competition, you can come play with us. And I guess that's
Mm,
very similar for me. You know, like, this is very much my first step out of just being a guy playing games. This is my first step into the industry, and hopefully it'll
mm,
whether I stick with the Wolfhounds brand or not. But eventually, that will always be the first step that I took, and it's taught me
mm.
quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that really shows that we want to provide opportunities. So the Owls are like a stepping stone. We are a college team, so you know, however much we try, we can't maybe get as big as the pros, but it's a case of students who study at the college, yeah, get involved with esports with the Owls, and then take that next step to what you've done, set up your own team, your professional team, and compete at the higher levels.
Yeah, and then yeah, like
So
you
I
said, yeah,
mean,
yeah, and then
and
hopefully
I
I
want,
can do the same thing and take my players and have them go and compete at even higher levels after leaving us.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
so
always a good progression
yeah,
route
a
in
pathway.
esports.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Very much like traditional sports, where you have an academy and a build up.
Yeah, it's just the next stages and the next stages. Like we competed our Overwatch team, competed in the Flash Ops because again, we can compete in WoW, that's fine, and play against the UK players. But then the next step for them to take was the Flash Ops. So we got them to compete in that,
Mm,
and they had a really good time getting top half. So
yeah,
yeah, hopefully then that is the next step in their career if they want to take it to higher things, basically. But yeah, that's sort of how the Wolfhounds goes, and it's basically yeah, like I said, it's all down to studying at GCS. That's the first step I took then to make the next step, and so on, and building up for the
yeah,
future. Yeah, like
yeah.
I guess the future of the Owls as well. Then how is that going to build up in the future? What do you got planned?
Um, yeah, continuing to build. So my aim really at the start of the year was any units that I was teaching on the course was to get a guest speaker in for that unit, but not just any guest speaker, to get a top level
Yeah,
professional
only
from
the
the
best
industry
here.
in. Only the best. Cloud9 G2, the best. Um, and I think that's important because people can then look up to them, feel inspired, and realize that, yeah, I can become um, a social media creator or a video editor or live stream broadcaster. It's not just about gaming. People find esports or gaming. It's not that at all. It's far from that. It's looking at the industry in general, the esports industry. Um, but yeah, continue to grow the brand, the Owls, obviously the team. As mentioned, we started 4 years ago as quarter finalists, relatively unknown. And then, as I mentioned earlier, going into the semi-finals, the final, losing the final, but coming back and winning
Yeah, and
to
then
become the
winning
British
again this
champion.
year. Yeah,
Hopefully,
that we
we
were
got
in.
four. Well, we have four teams. You got the Overwatch, Valorant, and Rocket League teams, all top in their group in the whole of the UK,
Yeah,
which is fantastic. I know F1 driver
yes, he's doing very well for
um,
himself. Yeah,
winning the first two races, and the partnerships we've made with Williams F1, um, which is brilliant. Obviously, racing in their league, to setting up a Welsh colleges league with Alpine F1. So it's absolutely fantastic.
hmm
The amount of people we get involved in, the sponsors. I haven't even mentioned the sponsors. We've got GT Omega, Yama, the game collection recently.
yeah, that's a new one. Yeah,
Um, the list goes on. It's absolutely fantastic what they can help, provide us to keep growing and getting better.
Yeah, if only the beginning keeps going. Yeah, and like I said, keep getting the professionals. The more we get the professionals in to interact with us and talk with us. Like I know for
Mm,
me, going from a student to actually being a person in industry, it felt like a really weird jump that I didn't really know how to make, and it didn't look
mm,
like something like it looked like, especially esports, it felt like a very closed community. Like you're either in it or you're not.
mm,
But then being able to see someone like
mm,
the people that you get talks to do come to us, and then it's like, oh well, actually, they are just normal people, and they started off outside of the community like me, and it's actually quite easy. Well, not easy, it's actually possible for me to do it. It's quite inspiring. And
yeah,
then yeah, I guess we just keep growing. We keep getting more and more people from the industry, and until eventually you have a very successful path from studying to the industry.
yeah, yeah. And it's contacts. It's all about contacts.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
very
Yeah,
much
who you
who you
know.
know.
Yeah,
It's qualifications, yes, but having those links are very important.
yeah, exactly. Who? Yeah, like I know when I was making the esports, when I was making the Wolfhounds, I knew Kane who I did it with, so I'd message them because I knew them and I knew they did good
Mm,
graphics and stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
being
yeah.
able to have good industry contacts is always important in esports, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and we're always making more at the Owls, and we're going to get more, and we'll get bigger and bigger until we become the industry contact for someone else, maybe.
yeah. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who
So
knows?
as people say, oh, who should we get in? We'll get the professional Owls.
Yeah, we get Neil in.
Oh god, Neil being an
Yeah,
esports advisor, that'll be the day,
yeah. Well,
the
well,
bullet
he
of
is. He
esports.
is heavily involved in lot of things.
Yeah, when Mr. Esports himself comes around, we need Neil Griffiths.
Mm,
Ah, but yeah, I think that about wraps us up for today. It's very very interesting, always interesting to hear about the Owls and esports and such, and it's always very exciting stuff happening here at GCS, and lots more exciting stuff to come. Obviously, we're in the off season right now, and it's the new year and stuff, but. Come January, then we're gonna have so much more stuff for you, and then of course you'll always be
yeah,
posting on social media, and so you're in
yeah.
the advent calendar right now as well, yeah. So that should keep
Very, very busy.
everyone, yeah, keep you busy at least for the next couple of days.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule then to join me, and
yeah.
thank
No
you to
problem.
everyone else for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes soon. Until then, goodbye.